Oh, hello there. Happy New Year. I've been reminiscing about the past and what sort of things I drew back in those days. Why don't we take a look? Alright, so once again, Happy New Year. And as I mentioned before, I wanted to take a look back at one of my earliest drawings that are at least on the internet. I saw other artists doing this where they redraw some of their old drawings. So I thought, oh, let's give this a go, especially since a new year. It is a new year, and yeah, let's see how I'm doing. This here is one of my oldest drawings that I found on the internet. It was uploaded back in 2005 in the good old DeviantArt days. And yeah, let's get started. As you could see in that picture, it was not a bad cheetah. I had plenty of much worse drawings after I did that one. But one thing I do remember from that time, I did not draw to understand or to better myself. Well, I did draw to better myself, but I drew mostly because I wanted to showcase something cool and what I can do. It would be hypocritical of me to condemn that because look at me trying to post on YouTube and Instagram on a regular basis. The point is that I was at the beginning stages of my art journey. At that point, I was starting to realize that I can do pretty good copies of things if I pay attention and I try to draw everything as I see it. A couple of years after I did that particular cheetah drawing, I did several photorealistic painting studies in Photoshop of different animals. You can see a couple of them on the screen right now. I was pretty proud of these, as was I of my cheetah that I drew. But at that point I didn't have any goals or purpose for my drawings. I didn't try to understand what the particular parts of the body of the cheetah were, where the bones were and how the muscles sat on them. I saw only outlines and I was very afraid of shading back in those days. So this was actually a big step for me that I actually made it look a little bit gray here and there. And if you like this old cheetah drawing of mine, how about you make 2005 Robert happy and hit that like button and subscribe to his future YouTube channel. He won't know it yet, but future Robert, who is me, is going to be very thankful. If you paid attention to what I was drawing until now, you could see that I didn't start with any outline or a specific part of the body. Instead, I was trying to find the geometric shapes that easiest describe the base shapes of the cheetah's body. And I think this is one of the biggest changes in the way I approach drawing, since those early days where I was mostly just copying what I saw and I didn't have any of the fundamentals. And learning to copy was definitely a very useful tool in my drawing toolbox. It was a stepping stone that helped me to learn and also build fundamental knowledge. But that is not how I look at drawing now in 2022. As you probably noticed here, but also in many of my other videos, I love sketching, but that is also where I sort of stop. I do art mostly for fun, and for me the most fun part of the art that I do is the concept phase, the ideation phase, the sketching part. I rarely go and do fully illustrated scenes. I love to draw out spaceships or robot ideas, see if they are functional, and I move on. Most of the stuff I show you here on YouTube, but also Instagram, is the ideation and exploration phase that I like to do in my free time. Every now and then enough time passes and I fill up my illustration energy and I try to push my sketches further and make a proper drawing or even an illustration out of it, like with this cheetah in this case. But most importantly, I just wanna have fun with stuff. That is also why this drawing, as you have probably noticed by now, has turned from a study into a mechanical robot cheetah, just because that is more fun for me. But there is also a big but, with age comes also experience. Here are the first couple of images I uploaded on DeviantArt together with the original cheetah picture I just showed you at the beginning of the video. There is only one robot and one mechanical armored guy. There are two pictures of me trying to express my teen angst, some Star Wars fan art because I'm a friggin' nerd, a drawing I thought was funny and sexy, and two drawings to impress a girl. These are not good, but I was experimenting trying to find my style and what I liked. At that point I was at the height of my love for drawing and I just wanted to draw everything non-stop. I had days where I was drawing almost 6 to 8 hours a day. Now I have much less time to invest into drawing. Being a grown-up comes with much less free time, but also I still love gaming, so I have to choose what I want to do with my free time. So when I decide to draw, I want to draw something that I love and enjoy. So this is also where my experience comes in hand. I know that I'm not going to be someone who can draw everything because my career path, that I enjoy quite a bit, takes me in a separate direction. So instead, I'm going to draw stuff that I love, that I enjoy, and that fulfills me. So spaceships, robots, and mechanical stuff. Now that doesn't mean that I don't try to push myself and draw stuff I'm not comfortable with. I just do that far less, and I don't really make videos out of it because it would be much less enjoyable for you guys to watch me stumbling and failing miserably with anatomy. If you really want to see that, make sure to join my Thursday evening streams where sometimes I draw with whatever the chat tells me to draw, and some horrific things get created on the canvas. But back to what I was talking about. So these days I like to draw stuff that I can finish in shorter sittings and that I can have fun with. It's when I take my sketching the least seriously is where I have the most fun with it. Having looked back at what I did and what I'm doing now, I don't think I have some big insights to share with you. I see that I experiment maybe a bit less, do less studies in the hopes of improving my actual drawing painting skills and chops, and in general I spend less time on drawing in my free time than I used to back when I was in my early 20s. But obviously that can also be explained with me being a grown-up who has to balance work and free time. Since I am, as I said, a grown-up, I also like to look at things in a more balanced way. So I do experiment a lot, just not purely with drawing. I try to see what I can do with the AI rendering, such as Viscom that I explore with lately. I do 3D sculpting with VR, and I'm trying out traditional media like watercolor and gouache. So the takeaway here is that I just shifted my focus from purely drawing and bettering myself at drawing to having fun, exploring, and learning new interesting things and methods of communicating through drawing and visualization. I guess this comes also because of my day job, where drawing is much more of a tool of communication for me rather than a tool of self-expression. I care less about creating fantastic illustrations and more about clearly communicating ideas to people through my drawings. And of course, sometimes I just want to draw cool like a yellow cheetah butt. So there you go, that is the first video of this year, an incoherent rambling about what I did in the past and what I think I'm doing now, justifying my laziness while drawing something that is totally in my comfort zone. Well, this is a good start to the year, so much for a New Year's resolution. And with that, we have come to the end of this first video of the year. I do hope you enjoyed it and that you took something away from it. As always, I love reading your opinions on the video and questions if you have any, so feel free to clickety-clack and leave me a comment. If you have an uncontrollable urge to support me, you can buy me a coffee or buy a video from my Gumroad, links in the description down below. But as always, the most important part is that you guys have a great time and see you in the next video. Bye bye!